If you want to hear my recommendations for a full face of minis, then stick around. Hi there, it's Hélène with another video. I am talking about mini makeup products today. I got the idea from Samantha March. I'll put her picture right there and link to her video. I was really inspired by her video of her favorite minis to do something similar but not quite. I decided to do a full face of products that are available in mini form and then show you what products it is that I used or that I would recommend as minis. I hope you will enjoy this video and that it might give you some good ideas. And I said that Samantha March gave me the idea for the video. It was her and also another palette. And it was a video that I did recently where I talked about this one, and it was in my superlative eyeshadow edition tag, and I'll put that tag right here. And I talked about this little guy, and it made me think of other mini products that I have. And then I saw her video, and this is how it came about. All right. Enough background. Let's get into the meat of the video. So I have a few items that are minis that may no longer be available to you in minis. If that's the case, my apologies. I just want to mention them because if somebody has them in their collection and they're not thinking about them, that might be a trigger to pull that product back out and enjoy using it again. I'm going to go from first steps in makeup application all the way to the end with all the products that I recommend and or that I put on my face today. One product in particular that I don't have, I have it, but I can't, I don't know why, I looked where I expected to find it and I didn't find it. It was in my makeup collection video, and it is a small size of the Smashbox Primerizer. That is the one that I would show. It's a spray primer, it's a liquid primer. It works really, really nicely. Really helps the foundation go on top, whichever foundation you use, in my opinion anyway. And it does come in a mini as well as a full size. I'll put a picture here so that you can see what I'm talking about. That would be the primer that I would recommend. Then the next one is one that used to be sold as a mini. It is not anymore. They got cleared out from at least Sephora Canada, and it was a mini of this HD Makeup Forever foundation. I am in Y215 if you're curious. That's what I used today as my foundation. I really enjoy that foundation. If it is available still to you in a mini, go for it. I think it's great. And minis are fantastic not only for travel, but if you want to try a product but you don't want to commit to the full size, then I think that's great. And foundations, I find they're hit or miss, so trying a mini is a great idea. Okay, so next up we have concealers. And concealers, depending on the brand, some do have minis and some don't. And I'm going to talk about Benefit for a second, because Benefit comes out with concealer sets, a bunch of minis of their whole concealer line. This is one that it was a total of 5 different concealers that I got in a set. It came like in a pencil case. And I love these because they're very small amounts. You see this container is not very big. They come in mini forms. This is a 1.6 gram Boing airbrush concealer, and this is a hydrating concealer. I'm wearing these two. I'm wearing this one on my nose in number 2, and then I'm wearing this hydrating concealer in number 1, and this is what it looks like. It's got the concealer in the middle and then hydration on the outside. And I showed you the other one here, but I'll show you again. This one is a thicker formula and great for, in my case, around the nose is pretty much the only place I use it. So you can watch out for Benefit coming out with these little sets of minis. I find them great because concealer lasts a really long time, so whenever you can get a mini, it's probably a good idea. A full size lasts so long. I do like minis because I don't have to worry about the product going bad before I have a chance to finish it. Now that we have our base face products, I wanted to talk about a couple of powders that do come in minis. One that I'm not a huge fan of, but a lot of people are, is the Laura Mercier. And so I just wanted to mention that that one comes in a mini. And the one that I am a big fan of, though, that does come in a mini as well, is the Hourglass Veil. Now the mini is quite a bit more expensive on a per gram basis, but if you do want to try this very expensive powder but don't want to commit to the full size, I think that's great. I intended to get the mini of this, not the full size, but the mini was out of stock when I was trying to get it. And all it is I just waited too long and it sold out. But so far on this powder, I absolutely love it. And I would highly endorse someone trying the mini to see if this powder is right for you. Very often we have preferences for powder, and spending a huge amount of money on something that's just going to sit in our drawer is not a really great idea. I use this only for setting my under eye, and so it makes it would have made a whole lot of sense for me to get the mini, but I will work through this big one. It is a very, very good powder, and I do appreciate Hourglass because they come out with a lot of minis, and that's fantastic. As a matter of fact, for powder, you will find a lot of minis. Whenever you see a full-size powder at, for example, Sephora, just take a look to see if they have minis, either listed under the same page as the full size or sometimes shown separately. It's worth it. There's a lot of them. I know Makeup Forever has as well a mini of their powder, a lot of them. So just take a look. Now that we have our powder done, I want to show you two little minis from Hourglass. I think bronzers and blushes take forever to use, and those are a very, very good idea to use as minis, because then you get to try a single shade of a brand and just see if you like it or not without committing to a color over the long term. And so what I have here is the bronzer, which I put on first, is this luminous, it's called Luminous Bronze Light, and it's very pretty. And despite the small size, it does have its own mirror, which is really cool. Look at the marbling on these. The Hourglass bronzers and blushes are just as beautiful as they are functional to light up the face. I used it right under and on the cheekbone. I used it on the sides of my nose, and I used it on my temples, and I really like the look. There's a slight luminous effect to it, hence the name, but it does a very, very good job as a bronzer. Next up is the blush, which is called Mood Exposure. Same kind of packaging, beautiful marbling. And I do recommend swatching these in store if you can, because with the marbling, it's hard to tell exactly what color it's going to end up being. I'll just give you a swatch of this one. Actually, I'll give you a swatch of this one and the bronze. So here we go. Here's Mood Exposure and Luminous Bronze Light. Very, very pretty colors. I really enjoy them. And for highlighters, I am going to go with an iconic highlighter. Becca, these little saucers are fantastic. Now this one's a bit smashed up, so don't judge the highlighter for it. It is absolutely beautiful. It is what I have on my cheek today, and they do repress really well. So I'm not worried about the this highlighter. I will be able to repress it if I so choose. And here is the highlighter. You can see how these three go well together, can't you? Look at this highlighter. I love it. It's so beautiful. And the Becca minis come in, I think, 5 shades. It comes in a lot of different variations so that you can enjoy a different type of highlighter depending on what it is that you either like on your cheek, or if you want a variety. Highlighters take forever to use. I don't think I want to buy, unless it's not available in a mini, I really would rather buy minis for highlighters than full size, because I don't see myself ever getting through a full size highlighter. Next up, we will talk brow products. Now I have a full size of this, but it does come in a half size. And this is the Precisely My Brow from Benefit. It has a spoolie on the one end, but the mini, I don't think it does have a spoolie, but the full size does. And then the front, or the tip, I should say, is very, very much the same on the mini as it is on the full size. So the mini is half the amount of product as the full, but it's nice if you may not want to use a pencil all the time, or you want to try out the Benefit Precisely My Brow pencil. The mini is nice, and if you can catch it on discount or a special offer, then that is definitely the time to nab it. Also in a mini, it often comes as part of a set, but if you've been meaning to try the Anastasia Brow Gel, Clear Brow Gel, it often comes available in this mini. Let me show you the spoolie. So I usually buy it as a duo. It comes with a full size of the Brow Wiz and then one of these, and that is a terrific combo. And I love this small size because it lasts for months. You don't need to get the full size if you want to try this product. I would definitely go with the small. It will last a very long time, and you can get a sense of whether you like the product or not compared to other brow gels that you are using or have used. So yes, I really like this little guy. Now that we've pretty much used everything on our face, I'm going to go into, actually because I'm going to forget at the end, I want to talk about nails. You can find a lot of sets of minis for nail polish, and if you like nail polish, you know how long it takes to use up a bottle of nail polish. I like the variety, but I don't want to get full sizes. And I think things like the yearly Ciate Advent Calendar of 24 nail products is a fantastic choice. Also, the sets of 4 to 6 that are available, for example, from Nails Inc. or Deborah Lippmann, or a swath of different nail companies, nail brands. I highly, highly endorse those. I am a big fan as well of the brand new Sephora nail lacquers. They are just the right size. The component is perfect, and the brush is full size, which I really, really appreciate. The only thing I have a problem with minis is the small brushes. Ciate and Sephora do not give you a small brush in the small nail component. Usually full size is around 15 mil and a mini is 5 mil, but it lasts for quite a number of applications. So here's the one I'm wearing right now, and it's part of a set of 6 Deborah Lippmann, and it looks like this. It's getting old, but at least you can see the color. This one is called Red Blooded Woman, and I do believe it's still available on sale at Sephora. Yep. And I'll keep it out so that you can see the size difference. So this is a 5 mil and 5 mil, I'm pretty sure. Okay, I'm positive it's 5 mil. It doesn't say so on the package. Oh, this one, pardon me, this one is 8 mil, this one is 5 mil. So this is a Sephora brand, this is a Deborah Lippmann brand. And finally, let me show you the Ciate. The Ciate is 5 mil, and so this is a comparison with the Sephora brand, and the Ciate is very thin, and this one is cylindrical. And if you want to see what the Ciate Advent Calendar looks like, this is the one from Holiday 2018. And it opens up and you'll see there are 24 numbers, so 24 products to open up at whatever pace you have. I'm opening them up throughout this year of 2019. That's what I'm doing. If you want to see the video series for the reveals of these nail polish colors, I'll put it right here. Okay, we've talked nail polish, a little bit meandering in that area. Let's go back. We have finished our face products. We are now set to do our eyes. And we talked about brows already. And this was the inspiration as well as Samantha March for this video. And I'll just show you very quickly. This is a mini palette, a mini of the Tartiste Pro palette from Tarte Cosmetics. And I very, very much love this mini, and this mini is probably going to make me end up buying the full size. It is a no-brainer, go-to, every look is always great, all the colors go together. I could not recommend it enough. And I have a couple more. I have to admit I really enjoy the Naked Basics minis of 6 pans. So this is the Naked Basics Original. And I used this one, WOS, today to help set my, do I have the right one here? No, I used Naked 2, pardon me. I used Naked 2 as to set my eye primer today. So that is the base of this makeup look. And this one comes with me traveling, usually to do base colors for a given look. And next up, I have another little palette. And this is the Petit Pro, and this is a Petit Pro 2 from Viseart. And it comes, I'm amazed always that these little palettes come with a mirror. And these little guys, 8 pans Here's what is awesome about these. They all come out. You'll see that there's a dip on each one of the pans. They're all magnetized and you can take them out. So if you have a few of these Viseart minis, you can move the shadows around so that you can bring with you whatever it is that you want for colors. And they have come out with a number of them now. They released 2 more recent ones. The Soleil is one that I have my eye on. They are expensive, but they do come on sale a couple of times a year. Today I have, like I said, I had the Naked 2 in my crease. I have this one on the outer lid. Then I went with this one on the center lid, and yeah, this one on the inner lid. I think you can see what I did here as color. Very, very simple, but very pretty. Oh, and I did use one color from the Naked Basics palette, the 6-pan palette, for my brow bone. I'll show you that in a second. I used this color right up top for my brow bone. So there you go. That is what I used. Very, very happy with how it turned out. And it's not as though these take up a lot of room. So if you're looking for minis, the Viseart, this one is so universal. For most skin tones, you can use a number of the shadows in here. And this one, 8 shadows in such a small container is really, really fantastic. And even though they have somewhat of a steep price, I think that the versatility and convenience of them is pretty awesome, especially since you can take them out. You can put them in a magnetic palette, you can leave them in here. Lots of options. Just a few more items to finish up a look with a whole set of minis. I did want to talk about my upper lash line. I used a mini of the Stila liquid liner, and this is the waterproof liquid liner in Stay All Day. Stila often has minis of these in sets. Sometimes you can find it on its own. You can also often find it as a sample size. I really, really enjoy the Stila liner, and whenever I have a chance to get a mini as part of a set or a sample, I do go for them. They're very, very good. And I think you can see I've been wearing it for a number of hours now and it looks pretty good. Now I do have some more liner on. I also have a mini of the Perversion liner from Urban Decay. It's a 24/7 liner. And you know what? I should have done a line of, oh, it's so creamy. I should have done a line of the Stila. I'll do that in a second. I'm going to show you on camera. I barely touched my hand and it's so creamy. Oh gosh, as I draw like a child. It's so buttery creamy. It goes on so easily. I drew real quick and I was done. I did my upper waterline and my lower waterline and it was effortless. And it does set really well. It just goes on effortlessly. I'll do a quick line of the Stila. Look at how small I can make that line. It's a beautiful, beautiful tip to this liquid liner. And I also used another mini. Urban Decay comes out with mini pencils, glide-on pencils. If you want a variety of colors but you don't want to commit to a full size, the sets of 5 minis are fantastic. And so this one is in Voodoo. I'll do another line here. That one also is very creamy. So that is what I'm wearing on my lower lash line. I think I still have some, yeah. It does wear off during the day, but yeah, I still have the full experience here on my lower lashes. What am I saying, lower lashes? Lower lash line. I think I'm thinking lashes because my next one is mascara. And I am going to talk about a mini again, obviously, the Hourglass Mini Mascara in Caution. And so the component is similar to the full size, which I really appreciate. Very, very nice design. And here is the brush. Not an overwhelming brush, looks pretty good. It's not a ridiculously voluminous mascara. I would call it average. It goes on well. I did find I needed 2 coats for it to do what I wanted to at a minimum. I think it's a good everyday mascara, but I would not call it my BAM mascara. That would be for me the Monsieur Big from Lancôme, which is also available as a mini if you take a look both in regular and waterproof. That is another one that I would definitely recommend, but I do like this one. It's not bad. It is expensive, but if you want to try this mascara before committing to it, at least you can try the mini. Another mascara as well that I like in a mini is the Perversion mascara. That component, that mini component, is very, very good. So that is one mascara in a mini size that I would also recommend. Only 2 more items that I would talk about, although there is a category of minis that I want to just mention. You'll see it right behind me, right here. I really recommend 100-point minis for perfume. A lot of us like to have variety in perfume, but the likelihood of us finishing full-size bottles of 10 different kinds of perfumes is very unlikely. So when I see 100-point perks for little perfume bottles, for example at Sephora, I go for those. They are a fantastic value because they last for months. And I really got that driven into me when I tried to pan a perfume. Using it every day, it was lasting forever, for months on these little guys. So I think that that is perfectly fine as a way to have a variety of perfumes in your collection without having to spend $1,000 to have $100 of perfume bottles. It just, to me, minis gives you the variety, but without having to commit to years and years and years and years of fragrances. All right, speaking of another spray bottle, not perfume, but setting spray, you can often get a mini size of the All-Nighter from Urban Decay, and I think these are fantastic little bottles. If you want to try the All-Nighter, you don't have to commit to a full bottle, and they often come as part of a set or an offer or a gift with purchase, and I do really like these little guys. You can refill them, you can have them for travel, or like I said, just to try them. So yeah, they come around quite often. Finally, you can get mini lipsticks. You can get mini lipsticks in a bunch of different sets, but I want to talk about a specific brand, and that is Bite Beauty. They have full-size lipsticks, but they also have a lot of minis, and this is one of my favorites from Bite Beauty, and it's a gorgeous little container, don't you think? And it is the, yeah, I just wanted to make sure that this is indeed the color I had, and I was like, yeah, this is honeycomb, but I never checked underneath. So yes, this is the honeycomb color, and you see it on my lips, but I will still swatch it for you. And it goes really well with the Mood Exposure blush. I think you'll see how they really go together. It's such a flattering nude color, and given the nude debacle recently, it's nice to know beautiful, rich, creamy colors from other brands. Honeycomb is my favorite one from Bite Beauty, other than Marsala, which is another nice color that pulls more to the movie side. But I really, really love this color, and it doesn't dry down. It stays nice and smooth and is very hydrating to the lips. And Bite Beauty has a little bit of a lemony scent to their lipsticks. They're all very natural ingredients, and they're a pleasure to use for that purpose. You never get kind of the chemically or medicinal scent to the lipstick. It's all very nice and pleasant to use. So that's it. That is all that is on my face, or the recommendations if I could have it on my face. I hope you found this video informative. I hope it gave you ideas for minis to look for in your collection, especially for the stuff that lasts forever. Bronzer, blush, highlighter, lipstick. If you like to have variety, go for minis. Primer, powders. There's so much that lasts a long time, and we love the variety, but we also like the fact that we know we're getting through our collection. So I think that despite the premium, very often minis are the way to go for certain product categories, because you're not saving money if you're not using up your products. I'm done with my rambling. Thank you so much for watching. I would love to know what your favorite minis are. Help me discover more minis. I would really appreciate it. But with that, I say thank you for watching. I appreciate it every time, and see you in the next video. Take care.